If you're going on a Princess cruise and stopping at Princess Cays, this is the video I wish existed before my cruise, because nobody could explain the tender process clearly. Not even the crew gave me specific information. Before we get started, today's video is sponsored by my small business, Dress It Up 951. If you're wondering about my shirt, oh shit, it's a family trip. Yes, I made it. Dress It Up 951 specializes in custom apparel and personalized gifts for any occasion. Check out my Instagram, Dress It Up 951, link in the description down below, to see some of my creations and send me a DM to create your own custom look. Now let's talk about Princess Cays' tender process. Welcome to Erica Explores, where I share travel experiences, hidden gems, and the tips I wish I knew beforehand. So here's exactly how the tender process worked for me on the Regal Princess when I visited Princess Cays. Before the cruise, I searched YouTube for detailed information about how tendering works on Princess cruises, specifically at Princess Cays, and I couldn't find any clear answers. Everyone just kept saying there's a process. Okay, but what process? I even asked crew members on the first night of the cruise, and the answers were still very vague. They simply told me to wait for the princess platter that would be delivered to my stateroom later that evening. So here's what actually happened. According to the princess platter, guests needed to pick up tender group numbers. The princess platter said that tickets would be distributed at 9 a.m. And once your group number was called, you were to report to Deck 4 to board the tender boat to Princess Cays. But the wake show on the stateroom TV said that guests could begin lining up at 8 a.m., which conflicted with the princess platter. Unfortunately, I did not watch the wake show until later that day after everything was already over. So when my parents and I went to go get our number at 9 a.m., the line was pretty long. So there's where you pick up the tickets for your tender to get off the ship. And it is all the way back to the casino. It stretched from the photo gallery to the casino on deck 6. Tender group numbers were being handed out by a staff member in the photo gallery located midship. Even though the line looked a little intimidating, it actually moved pretty quickly. I started a timer when we got in line, and from start to finish, it took about 10 minutes. From what I observed, I don't believe your entire party needed to stand in line. It appeared as though one person could pick up a tender group number for everyone. Now, this is where things got interesting. I had booked the Stingray excursion encounter through Princess Cruises because they received priority tender. My instructions were to report to the Princess Theater at 10 a.m. So I decided to do a little experiment. I went to the theater with my group, and my parents stood and waited for the regular group numbers to be called. And funny enough, we ended up on the exact same boat. So from what I observed, it looked like excursion guests were loaded first, and then the regular tender guests were added until the boat was full. After we picked up our number, we headed to breakfast. While we were at breakfast, I kept track of the tender group call times that were being announced because I wanted to understand how quickly the process was moving. So here's the approximate call times. 9:20 groups 1 through 3, 9:27 a.m. groups 4 and 5, 9:36 groups 6 and 7, 9:38 groups 8 through 13, 9:47 group 14, 10 a.m. groups 15 through 18, and at 10:05 groups 19 through 21 were called. Based on what I observed, announcements were being made about every 10 minutes or so. My parents were group 18 and they were called around 10 a.m., which was the exact time I was reporting to the Princess Theater to meet my excursion group. Once I arrived at the theater, one of the crew members had us sit down while waiting for additional guests. But only after about a couple of minutes, he changed his mind and decided to take our group directly to the boat. The ride from the Regal Princess to Princess Cays took approximately 10 minutes. By my rough estimate, the tender boat held about 50 people and it was 2 levels. Overall, the process ended up being much less stressful than I expected. I just wish Princess Cruises had explained the details a little more clearly ahead of time. Hopefully, this helps future cruisers understand exactly what to expect when tendering at Princess Cays on the Regal Princess. This is exactly the information I was searching for before my cruise, and I hope it helps make your day at Princess Cays just a little bit easier. Thanks for watching. Cheers. Charlie says hi. Hi, bud. Say hi to everyone. Hi. Hello. Puppy break.